Oh hey, I'm playing the most versatile instrument in the world. The speaker. I like music, I mean this thing's not just for show, but of course, video games. I like to think rhythm games came to fruition like this. Where's the select button? I mainly put rhythm games into four main categories. There's the dancing games along the lines of Dance Dance Revolution or Just Dance. There's the instrument games like Rock Band or Guitar Hero, which are usually played with large accessories. There's the more creative and lesser known games. The only one I can think of off the top of my head is Just Shapes and Beats. It's basically a game where you just dodge a bunch of musical light shows, and it's fun. And lastly, there's the games that you play to the music, or along with the rhythm, literal rhythm games, like the Rhythm Heaven series. I've always wanted to play a Rhythm Heaven game, but there were always bigger and more compelling games that I wanted to buy first, so I've never actually played one. I do know a good bit about the series though. I mean, the first game, which only came out in Japan for the GBA, had an arcade port, and it's not as if the arcade game came to GBA, it's the other way around. That's interesting, weird, and frankly kind of dumb. Anyway, what I have here is the Wii entry of the series. Now, I downloaded it on the Wii U eShop because I couldn't find a physical copy in any store, and the cheapest price I could find for one online was $100, while downloading it is only $20. In America, the game's called Rhythm Heaven Fever. Japan got Everybody's Rhythm Heaven, and Europe got the sequel to the alphabet. Beat to Beat, Rhythm Paradise, and yes, Beat to Beat is the subtitle. In Europe, the series is called Rhythm Paradise. So why is it formatted like this? The logo doesn't even look good in comparison to all the others, and also, Beat to Beat just doesn't roll off the tongue as much as something like, well, Fever. I also neglected to mention that it's called Rhythm World Wii in Korea, but I don't have much to say about that. I'm gonna stop complaining about the localization for the third game in a small series on a continent I've never been to before. Japan got the game on July 21st, 2011. Over 6 months later, North America got it on February 13th of the next year, and Europe got July 6th. Both Australia and Korea had to wait till mid-September of 2012. Well, I don't have much else to do besides play it, so... Alright, Rhythm Heaven Fever. This girl only appears on the title screen in box art, and she doesn't have a name. I think I'm supposed to be her? Like, playing as her playing the game? I don't know. I have to create a save file, and I get these titles to choose from, or I could use a me. And that's right, I'm you. We're introduced to Marshall, who seems to be whatever the chorus kids are from the DS game, Cam, who I know absolutely nothing about besides his eye disease, and Miss Ribbon, who's just kinda hanging out. They're here to give me a rhythm test. This is the hardest thing in the game for me. It all has to do with the fact that I don't know when to press the button. Do I press A at the start of the beep, of the end of the beep, in the middle of it? I can never tell if I'm early or late to pressing until it gives me the results. And as it turns out, I've been early. The second part of the test is easier considering the fact that I've gotten used to the timing by then. In the second test, you have to keep the rhythm and press A when the number reaches 0. Sometimes you need to press A and B at the same time. Give it a try. Press A and B at the same time. How? Please. How? When I become an adult, my resume is gonna look freaking awesome. Okay, we get to play the game now. Hole in One. This is probably the most laid back of the games. Each game has a tutorial since the real games just throw you in without warning. This is Monkey. He throws golf balls at you and you have to hit them at just the right time. Apparently my power and aim are perfect. I just need to be able to do it when someone chunks a ball at me. While we're at it, it can be quite fun to screw around like this. This is Mandrill. He's a mandrill. Slow down, you. You're going a little too fast for me. When I said chunks a ball at me, I meant it. You can't just fling balls at people without warning. So that's why they won't let me back in the country club. What happens if I don't hit the ball at all? Holy crap. The real thing is just casual, laid-back fun. You don't really have to think too hard about this one, and I like that. You can actually relax while playing this one, which is not going to be very common. I did it. I got Superb. There are 3 quote-unquote ranks you can get. Superb, okay, and the Blunt, try again. For most games, there are a series of things you have to accomplish to get compliments. If you get them all, you get Superb. If you get some of them, or you don't do terrible enough to get try again, you get okay, and I think you know how to get try again. If you don't get any compliments and get okay, they give the phrase, good enough. And that hurts. Alright, I unlocked the cafe. At the cafe, you can 1. Talk to the barista, which I don't know what real purpose it serves, aside from skipping levels if you really need to. 2, there's a listen to music section, which is mostly empty until you unlock all the other songs. 3, the read something section, which is again mostly empty until you unlock the other portion of the something. And 4, replay the rhythm test. Next up is Screwbot Factory. Your job is to screw on these robots' heads by holding A and B. My favorite thing is to realize how much money the company loses every single time you screw up. Pun might be intended, I'll have to think about it. There are gray robots that take longer to screw on their heads, and white robots, which take less time. This one's not my favorite. It's alright. Oh, they're huge. You would think they would take more precaution in putting on the heads due to how expensive these things seem to be. But instead, they give someone the position in which one wrong move could lead to their heads being snapped. I just unlocked Rhythm Toys. Each of these bonus games is unlocked by getting Superb medals. I'll look at the bonus games as I unlock them. The first Rhythm Toy is this car thing. You just get to see if you can let go of the wind back car at the right time. I was able to do it once, and I don't plan on doing it again. The next game is Seesaw. The Seesaw inspectors are here, doing important work to ensure the safety of our children. Serious business, you know, no shenanigans. I don't have a very good feeling about this. Here, you press A right before you hit the ground, and if you're closer on the seesaw when you land, you obviously go quicker. But what they don't tell you is going to happen is this. I just unlocked endless games. The first one is Mr. Upbeat, and would you guess, you just press the A button on the Upbeat. Listen, I'm a sucker for simple gameplay. I could play Tetris for hours, play Othello for hours, roll this die for hours, hell, I could stare at a blank screen for days. But this is where I draw the line. This is fun for about 30 seconds, and then I get tired of it. And those 30 seconds are mostly composed of me overdoing it. Double Date. So this weasel has a date coming over, and he gives us the task of kicking away any stray balls that bounce our way. It doesn't seem that hard until you realize that the weasels are on the athletic department's hit list. And hence the name, we have a date too. Listen, the music's nice and it's fun. I guess I'm okay if some quarterback wants me dead. My date seems moved that I've just been staring at her this entire time. Now we're at our first remix. These mix all the things we just learned and throws them into a song of their own. Monkey from Hole in One tells us to relax and just fall into the rhythm. I'm gonna tell you right now that this is the only remix in the game that you can do that in. This one's fun and all takes place around this here island. It's in the background of Screwbot Factory parts, the golf hole is on it, the Double Date group is there, and, well, Seesaw. Alright, on to the next column. Forklifter. Pity the food is so far away. And our solution? Well, this is the work of a genius right here. I unlocked the multiplayer. I'll take a look at that when I finish the main game. Next, tambourine. What does it look like you're supposed to do here? During practice, once you get the first thing right, the monkey rewards you with speaking in English. He's not gonna get very far in life if people have to earn the right to understand him. The next rhythm toy is opened. Police call. You can put in a bunch of code words to get results, but none of them are very interesting to me. It's calling me on my Wii remote.
Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom,
Well, fellas, I think we got a suspect on our hands. Most of them are a bunch of sound effects from elsewhere in the game just thrown together. But, hey, there's this guy. Can you believe Noelle is a magical robot from space and the future? Well, yeah. I think the game's trying to come off as weird and random, but this is just the norm at this point. Okay, board meeting. This one feels like a fever dream. When you think of a board meeting, do you think of this? You press A to stop your chair. Also, we're pigs. Also, we're executives. I really don't think this company is going to go very far. There's Plan A, where we all stop at separate times, and Plan B, where we all stop at the same time. To get superb, you basically have to perfect this. Ah, speaking of perfect, my first opportunity for a perfect ranking has appeared. One thing that always makes me laugh is when I can usually get pretty close to perfecting it while playing the game normally, but when I try for the perfect ranking, this happens. It is depressing when you get to the end and then you screw up. If you perfect a game, you can either get its music or a page of the read something section. Did you know this thing's married? In Double Date, the humans are apparently guitar players, and the girl apparently has a band that blew up in Japan. And the whole time, all you're doing is trying to get up the courage to give her a ticket to your concert. So why did he have to call her on a date to do so? Monkey Watch. Yeah, if you couldn't tell, Rhythm Heaven really likes its monkeys. This new watch works differently from most. I wonder why. The monkeys high-five to show the time. Oh, they're stuck here for an eternity without any time for rest? Also, why? The hand moves on its own. What's the point of the monkeys? Why did you buy this one? It's not even accurate. Some of the monkeys are offbeat. Once you get the hang of it, this one's actually pretty fun. However, this definitely highlights the main reason for difficulty in this game. You need endurance. The games on their own aren't very difficult, but it's just doing it over and over again without messing up. Right now, I'm just trying to get through the game. Then afterwards, I'll go back and get superb and everything. Remix 2 is based on hard rock. It doesn't succeed very well. However, I'm honestly okay with that because I'm not really a fan of hard rock. Yeah, that sounds about right. And then I got superb. I played like a 12th level golden rooster. Is that really a good thing? I can perfect board meeting! Okay, never mind. Working dough. I'm 2 characters now? You copy your coworkers to, get this thing into space. Big circles require A and B, while you need to only press A for the small ones. It's alright. Also some Game & Watch characters here. Built to Scale. This is actually the second iteration of Built to Scale. The DS game had a Built to Scale, which was basically just a simpler version of this one. Use symbol widgets by... You know what? Just try it out. That is the best thing to tell your employees. You do a short loop as it speeds up and slows down. This is definitely the easiest of all the games, but it's still fun. Air Rally, oh hell yes. You rally a birdie while on a plane, and Forthington really seems to be enjoying himself over there. This one's fun, and the music is a classic. For the Rhythm Heaven series, that is. Oh hey, it's the Bluebirds. That's kinda neat. Figure Fighter. This one's weird, since you don't punch at the right time, you make him stronger as he punches at the right time. My first go for this one, I had some trouble, but now I have no problem with it. Remix 3. This one's got lyrics, because we realized we hadn't tried that yet. Okay. Never mind, it makes the remix much more chaotic. Mix that with Forthington screaming, and this one is audibly obnoxious. The grading for this one's a little stingy, but it's still pretty fun. Ringside. Apparently this was a meme at some point, but I must have missed it. You're a wrestler partaking in an interview after winning a fight. I can't believe they made a game based on my personal life. Everything said about us is true, and we love showing off our muscles. The tutorial actually takes place before the fight, which is honestly kind of a cool detail. I did find these 2 fun frames though.
Is that true?
What a great name. No opponent or question is too tough for this guy. What a great legacy. Time for another endless game. Wake Up Caller. I do not like this one. You have to stop the alarm at the right time, and it's just not fun. Packing Pests. Catch the candy with A and B, while slapping away spiders with A. Also, watch out for the double down cue. Okay, when you have to advertise your candy product as spider-free, you might want a new office building. Imagine if you looked at a milk carton and it said that. Oh come on, the spiders were the best part. It would seem like the control scheme in this game would be quite awkward, but it actually kind of feels natural, which surprised me. Micro Row. You're a microorganism dancing for scientists. Gameplay-wise, it's like Mr. Upbeat, but with my screwing around being a part of it. Samurai Slice. Much like Built to Scale, different versions of this game have appeared in the past, this time going all the way back to the GBA. All you have to do is time your swings correctly, and that includes this whirlwind slice thing. Halfway through, the story obstructs your view. Basically, the story goes as such. You're a wandering samurai, and some demon got bored and decided to take these kids' pinwheel. Anyways, I can go perfect double date now. I got so close, and then I kicked it wrong. The game gave me another toy to play with. Hi-hat. You hold A and B to close the thing, and you have to time it like so. There's 16-beat, 8-beat, and 4-beat settings. This would have been quite a fun endless game, but as it stands, it's just something to screw around with. Remix 4. This one's got a traditional Japanese feel. Of course it does. Aside from the first one, this is probably the easiest remix in the game. Catch of the day. There are 3 types of fish you need to catch. The quick nibble, pause gill, and 3 fish. They oddly have different names in Europe. The gulper, little waiter, and big teaser respectively. They all have different timing to when you need to pull up the hook, but that's probably pretty obvious. This is the only other game aside from Hole 1 that feels pretty laid back. Flipper Flop. As per usual, I'm under the guise of Captain Tuck. You keep the beat while waiting for cues, and roll when needed. But I do happen to find myself saying attention company a lot.
Attention company!
Exhibition match. These two are definitely settling something by doing this. All you have to do is hit the ball 4 beats after she throws the ball. But this raises more questions than answers. Why are there only 2 of them? What are they doing? A monkey was behind everything. Turns out this many people came to watch. Also, where are we? Wait, the monkey was an umpire? Does that mean the umpire was messing around with a ball in the middle of a pitch? Flock step. We can fly, but man, is walking so much more fun. Also, in the middle of migration, we jump for some reason. Remix 5, my least favorite remix. It's just kind of boring, honestly. Launch Party. You are tasked with the job of launching rockets into space while being launched into space. You press A when the timer hits 0. There are 4 different types of rockets. This one's a party popper. This one's a bell. This one's a bowling pin. This one just makes less sense the longer you think about it. Donk donk, they give up. They didn't bother to explain this. As I see it, you play as a living tuning fork smacking against each other, and apparently the frequencies are able to power a blimp. Also, our instructor is a jellyfish, I guess. The tutorial for this one is somehow 10 times more difficult than the actual thing. It's pretty trippy, and at the end we even go to Rhythm of Heaven. Yes, apparently the title's not metaphorical. Yeah, this one grows on you, and it just makes it so much better that the game flatlined trying to explain it. Bossa Nova. I don't even know. You play as Olimar from the bad ending of Pikmin, and you bump things. Love Rap. We have to copy what Mikador says with correct timing. I think I'm a human? I wasn't talking about the game. The one thing that tripped me up the first time was that there are 2 different faux shows. There's a fast one and a slow one, which is not explained to you in the tutorial. Remix 6. This one's carnival themed. It'll take you right back to your youth. Unless you're already there. I'm honored to be made fun of by Rhythm Heaven Fever. Listen, if you were an adult when this came out, I doubt you'd be all nostalgic over this.
1, 2,
Tap Troop. I just find it interesting that the game draws the line at boxes on these things' heads. They can't even explain Donk Donk, but this is where they draw the line. You just keep the beat and occasionally switch up your step timing. Also, don't mess up.
ready, and bum, 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 bum.
Listen, guys, if you're mad at me for ruining your show, I don't think spitting as loud as you can at one guy is going to help. Man, I have the sudden urge to drink water out of a coffee mug right now. Shrimp Shuffle. This one's oddly precise. It takes a lot of getting used to, but once you do, it's not too hard. The angle on these statues of crustaceans is a little confusing, though. Cheerleaders. Cheerleaders for the university library, and leave it to him to give the main role to the only member who is capable of messing up. This one's pretty fun. I burn with a desire to study. Oh. These girls are a supernatural occurrence, then. You're just in the library reading the Muppet Character Encyclopedia, and then all of a sudden... One of Kermit's dislikes is pigs seeking a commitment. What's that? They're here. They're here! They're here! Karate Man, another Rhythm Heaven staple. There's not much to say about it, it's just fast-paced fun. Remix 7! This one's hard to do without memorization, but other than that, There is not much to say. Hey, congratulations on clearing Remix 7. Not everyone gets this far. What is that supposed to mean? This is the end of all the new games, and we get some pretty great credits in the form of a callback to the GBA game. Also, even though I'm not the biggest fan of lyrical songs, I really do like the credits theme. We also get a roll call, and it's terrifying. Why do they look like this? They don't look like that in games, so why? Afterwards, we unlock the credits as a playable game. There is not much to say about it, aside from having my favorite fail message.
That's just the way the story.
Okay, moving on. I unlocked the extra games! Oh, never mind then. On to the sequels of the games. These are basically just harder versions of the originals, occasionally with some new mechanics thrown in, but I'll probably get through these pretty fast. Samurai Slice 2, he went to the city, and now he has to save this arrogant man's daughter's bunny. Working Dough 2, for some reason this one takes place in, oh for Christ's sake, Japan, we get it, you love your history. Why does Japan always do this? I mean, I understand if Japanese people want to create art, specifically video games, based on their culture, history, and mythology, but they do it so much. The only thing I can really compare it to in the media has to be ancient Greece, but even that comes nowhere close. They like to cram it down everyone's throats, including their own. I just roll my eyes nowadays. I've become numb to it. Anyway, I find this one easier than the original game. I unlocked the last rhythm toy. This is easily the best rhythm toy in the game, considering the fact that it is basically just a multiplayer mode disguised as a rhythm toy. Alright, where's that other Wii remote? One person punches and kicks, while the other has to memorize the pattern and dodge it accordingly. You alternate turns while the rhythm and time changes. This is probably pretty fun with another person. Built to scale 2. The pattern's a tad different, that's it. Double date 2. A romantic date to a farm. Getting close to nature, what could go wrong? And by getting close to nature, he means trespassing on private property. Unless it's a family-owned thing, in which case, who would want to go on a date to their kin's home? Also, the Hitman thing doesn't seem to be a joke anymore. New in this game, Munchie Monk. It's based on the DS game, and it's definitely my favorite. Remix 8. This one's set to a song about unrequited love. Try to play through the tears. I think I'll be fine. Love Rap 2. Quite a tonal shift if I do say so. Cheerleaders 2. You're not safe anywhere. They came marching along through the museum laying curse on any unlucky souls that happened to be there that day. Here. Help me. Leave me alone. Hole in One 2. I don't know where we are, but this is fun. Ah, we're in Rhythm Heaven. What even is Rhythm Heaven? Is that where you go when you lose your musical talent? Screwbot Factory 2, the lights go out, that's pretty much it. Remix 9, it's Chaos. Figure Fighter 2, it's warm color flavored now. Micro Road 2, there is a new pattern with its own cue. It feels about the same though. Backing Piss 2, we're working overtime. The tempo changed, but sometimes it decides to change back. Karate Man 2, it's harder and fun. Remix 10, this is it, the ultimate test. Remix 10 in this game specifically is considered by many to be the perfect example of a Rhythm Heaven game. Much like all the other final remixes in the other games, its music is both a medley of all the songs, and it stands alone as its own song. The WarioWare-esque marathon even includes the rhythm test and night walk. That's the most depressing good enough yet. I'm gonna go get Superb real quick. Never mind, I think I did worse than last time. Yep. Oh, I did terribly. I definitely missed more than I have yet. Huh? Alright, thanks, game. That's it. Time to Superb everything and look at all the bonus games. Lady Cupid, the last main endless game. This is weird. You have to time your shots correctly, however, if you get offbeat for even a tenth of a second later on, just give up. You'll start with 50 arrows and gain it every single time you clear a stage. This one is a little rough considering there's not much room for recovery. Now for the extra games. These are pretty cool considering that these games are from the first Rhythm Heaven game, which wasn't localized. These are simple and fun. I'm saying that a lot, aren't I? Fun? But that's just because the game is, well, it's fun. There's not much else to it. The only thing I have to complain about in these is one-page in power calligraphy, because the visual and audio cues don't match up. Who says calligraphy isn't fun? Illiterates. Okay, it's time for the main multiplayer mode now. Fine. The multiplayer games consist of Forklifter, Tambourine, Ringside, Micro Row, Flipper Flop, Launch Party, Tap Troop, and Karate Man. That's it. I don't know about you, but I can easily see all of these working with multiplayer. Occasionally, the first and second player switch off, but other than that, they're the exact same games as their single-player counterpart. They could have done some cool stuff with this mode. Think about something along the lines of Air Rally. At the very least, there could have been a multiplayer remix, but nope. The real star of the multiplayer show is the endless games. Claptrap. This one's somehow even simpler than Mr. Upbeat. You and your partner have to time the A button press at the right time. Mochi Pounding. You have 15 seconds to hit this thing however many times it tells you to. The only issue is that no player can hit it twice in a row, so you switch off hitting each time. Getting into a rhythm may sound like a good idea, but you waste way too much time. Oh, by the by, this isn't very difficult when you play alone. Kung Fu Ball. This takes either memorization or brain processing that's faster than the speed of light. It's pretty fun, but unlike Mochi Pounding, it is not easier when you're alone. Pirate Crew. The job is to deliver pigs. You keep the beat, and to turn, one of you has to go into cut time corresponding to which way you're turning. Also, Captain's dressed as a pirate. Not to mention that we're Vikings? I've got no clue. Bossa Nova. Huh? Why is this an endless game? You already had a good amount of endless games, and you also program multiplayer into Bossa Nova anyway. I feel like this would be more fun and more practical if it wasn't an endless game. That's Rhythm Heaven Fever. There was an endless game exclusive to the Japanese version, but other than that... there's one more thing. The Endless Remix. To unlock it, you have to get all the perfect medals, which wouldn't be too bad if it weren't for the accursed 3-try limit. Yeah, maybe eventually, but not right now. I was able to get Superb and everything without too much difficulty, but with no screw-ups and only a few tries before moving on to another game, I have absolutely no current desire to unlock the Endless Remix. Oh yeah, it's a rhythm game. The music's pretty good. I'd be concerned if it wasn't. However, the lyrics in the songs, aside from Dreams of Our Generation, are the most tone-deaf and generic they could possibly be. Speaking of Dreams of Our Generation, the Japanese version has 3 whole verses that were cut from the localized version. From a song standpoint, that's kind of depressing. From a gameplay standpoint, it's a godsend. Okay, we're done. Oh, I'm getting a call on my Wii remote. Hold on, this must be the orchestra guy. Come on. What do you mean you're not accepting any speaker players? Wait. Hey, do you mind, could I try out for piano? Do you mind if I audition right here? Would that be, is that okay? Good, okay. Here I go. Is that good? Sweet, thanks, man. I made it. The Yamaha presets, they always work.